All right, so for today, what you're going to end up doing, this is going to be class 1, class 2. So today is class 1. This is going to be Friday the 12th. And then also for Monday the 15th. So make sure you do this before you do class 2. So class 1, what we're going to end up doing today is we're going to talk through the reflections, just the final assignment that we're going to have for you with this essay. So I'm going to go ahead and show you where you can find what I'm going to be looking at. So it says right here, if you go to Reading Writing Course, it says Final Assignment Check. If you click on that, it's going to open up and look like this. I'm going to kind of walk through what this is going to look like for you in the sense of all the things that you need to make sure that you include with your final assignments that we have going on here. So first thing I want to bring your attention to is actually this right here. It says essay content requirements. So for the past week or so, you guys have been working on your essays. Something you kind of want to just keep in check with yourself is that you have your name on your assignment. The essay is about a page in length. More is okay. The font size should not be bigger than 13. These two things we want to make sure that you have. Mrs. Othat and I were talking, and a lot of you ended up starting at just like talking about it. You're not telling us the why, like why this is important. So we want you to have some sort of intro to your essay, as well as a conclusion at the end to wrap it back up. Okay? So if we're kind of thinking about, I'm going to show you Mrs. Othat's essay here, what she started. So over here, it's all about family. But again, right here, why it's important to you. Just a bit of background information. Okay. So that's what she's saying here. This will be like her intro. She's not done with it on this one, but that's her intro before she gets into starting about the food that connects family. Okay. So she's talking about that family aspect. Okay. Or we kind of go down to this one. More so the books and authors one. It's like we're not just jumping into books that she likes. We're more so talking about books in general and just have that overall arching idea. And then when you get in your actual essay, you get specifics. And then at the end, you would have that conclusion that kind of ties back to how books can be a big part of your life. Okay. So again, we're really just looking to make sure that you have, wrong thing, wrong thing, wrong thing. Sorry. There we go. Okay, so we're just looking to see that you have an intro and a conclusion. So those are things that we're going to want to make sure that you have. So make sure that's the case. Something we've been talking to you a lot lately, though, is the essay consistently comes back to you and your experience. So make sure you, if you're giving advice, awesome, that's great. But we want to have an idea of like why you have that advice, what personally happened to you, for you to know that's the case. Okay. And then down below, just kind of some reminders and checklists here. When you're turning in essays or you're turning in questions, you're looking at grammar. You're reading them aloud. You're looking at the reflection questions that they've been answered. You're capitalizing. You don't have random capitalization. There's punctuation, spelling. If you're doing it online, write underlines. So just kind of go through these. That will help you in the sense of for your actual essay, but also if you do any of your reflections online. Okay. All right. Up here, I'm going to talk to you about the final assignments check. So these have different boxes here for you. And when you get back to school, we'll give you a copy of this. We actually taped this on page 36 in your new notebook. This is just going to be kind of like your guideline for the next few classes, just to make sure you're on track with what needs to happen. All right. So the first one for your reading, there are going to be 3 different reading reflections. Okay. So in order to find that here, you're going to go to the Explorer's Course, Assigned to Me, and then go to the Reading folder. Okay, and it's right here. So you're going to only have told 512 to 517 reading reflections. You're going to open this up. It's going to look like this. And there are 3 different questions that I want you to answer on here. Okay, so I'm going to kind of just read these questions for you. But again, this is all about your essay. Okay, so you're going to choose one line or sentence from your personal essay. What is the importance of this line or sentence to your overall essay? So we want you to say, okay, well, I really, this specific line that I put in my essay is really important to the overall essay because blank. Okay, again, you'll need to make sure you're filling out brainstorm, and then over here, your responses should be 3 full lines. Down here, we have central ideas. So we're going to, again, do the central idea of your of your essay. It's going to be a little bit different because it's not necessarily a nonfiction piece. Sometimes, I mean, actually, I guess kind of it is. But you may struggle on that purpose aspect. So you can look on page 27 in your old notebook to find that. If you need to find that here, keep in mind that all of the notes section are in here. So if you're looking for page 27 for author's purpose notes, you can click here. Or if there's any other page number that's referenced, you can always look here as well. The central idea practice, that's also on there, it's labeled. So you can click on that to help you if need be. Okay. So anyway, that's final, or the central idea. And then the last one is, what is the theme of your personal essay? And you're going to provide evidence or examples from your essay to support the theme or message that you have. So you're going to have that response there. The fourth one, there is nothing there. I have it there just in case, but we are not doing number 4. So you're only doing those 3 questions for me. Okay? So that's where the reading reflections are. And then for the writing reflections, again, getting back to that checklist, the writing checklist that you have is that you have to have your essay, which is what you've been working on for a long time. We're going to take a break on that for right now. And then you're going to come down here to assignment for question 1 and 2. This would be the reflections that you're going to be doing for writing. And so to get to those, you're going to, again, go to assign to me. Down here where it says writing a final essay and reflections, you're going to click on that. And it will take you to this. This is something that you're going to work on, just the reflections right now. We're not really going to work on the essay. So I know it says delete these words and copy your essay here. We're not doing that yet because we're taking a break from our essay first. So don't do that portion yet. What I would like for you to do is you're just going to look at these 2 questions to answer those reflection questions for writing. Okay, so the first one says, how did you use mentor text or text to create this piece? What is one part or line that you think turned out really well? Explain. And then this one down here, it says, how did the overall process of writing an essay go? Explain. So again, make sure you're being specific, and on this one, you have to have 4 lines typed. So just look at that and answer those questions. Okay, so essentially what's happening, I'm going to go back to this really quickly, is that over the course of the next 4-ish days of class, you're going to have time to work on all of these things, all 6 of these things. Okay, so really you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reflection questions. So 3 in reading and 2 in writing. And then you have your essay, which should be about 80% done right now anyways. Okay, so for class 1, we want you to see if you can get at least 2 questions done. You should work for about 30-ish minutes. So see if you can get 2 reflection questions done. And then for class 2, see if you can get at least 2, maybe 3 more reflection questions done. So over the course of class 1 and 2, we can kind of check in and kind of see if you can get all of those reflection questions done. Okay. Anyway, so that's kind of what we're looking at. Let's see. I'm going to talk through the week here really quickly. I'm going to pull up this calendar. So we have Friday, Monday. So today's Friday. So you're going to have class 1 and 2 on between Friday and Monday. So between class 1 and 2, you should, by the 15th, have at least 4 reflection questions done, if not 5. So then when you get back to class on the 16th and the 17th, during that class 1 portion, you should be able to finish whatever that reflection is if you have one left. Most people actually have gotten most of them done. But then you should be able to look at your essay again and kind of add that intro, go back to that conclusion to make sure that you're not just starting in on something. You have that introduction to tell why it's important to you, and then you end it to go to wrap things up. Okay, but then we will want your essay and all of your reflection questions. We will want those by the latest on the 17th. Okay, so that's kind of where we're sitting at. But again, this is class 1. So class 1, see if you can get at least 2 things done. And then in class 2, if you have that today, you're going to make sure that you get at least 2 more, if not 3, reflection questions done. So really, I could see by Monday, you have all 5 reflection questions done. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, you're able to map out the rest of that essay and get it done with. Okay? All right, so that's all we really have going on here. Again, when I think about that essay, just make sure you're going back to that intro. Why is this important? having that introduction there is really important to help the reader to understand what's going on. Okay? All right, I think that's all I have for you. And when you get something done, just email us so we know that what you've done, so what you've completed, and we'll go from there. All right, thanks.